My name is Maxine Jimenez. I go by Max. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a second year Kresge affiliate, also an RA in Kresge, and I'm a community studies and politics double major, and I'm a second year.
In SUA's mission, it states SUA promotes activism, civic participation, discussion, debate, and awareness of public issues from a variety of perspectives and viewpoints. If elected, how would you work to serve that part of the mission?
A lot of my work has definitely been around the housing crisis here on campus. I've worked with a group of students, and we called ourselves the Campus Expansion Student Coalition, and we've held forums, educational forums, teach-ins. We've written literature and other events that make sure that students know what's going on. We've met with different admin, like Vice Chancellor Sarah Latham, about getting more transparency. We've even fought to get an Amamatsun tribal member to be a part of the Long Range Development Plan Committee because we are on sacred land by the Amamatsun tribe. So that's just like a little bit of the organizing I do on campus. I'm also an organizer in different SOAR orgs like the Education for Sustainable Living program, and we promote activism through a speaker series led by youth activists that focus on environmental issues.
How would you describe SUA's current relationship with SOMECA identified organizations? How would you work to change it, and if so, how?
First of all, I know that SUA used to be a part of SOMECA, and at that time it was more student-oriented, in my opinion. Now that it's under the Dean of Students, I feel like it's become a lot more different in terms of the dynamic with the relationship between student organizations. And because I am a part of SOMECA and I've been involved in a lot of different spaces with different, ethnic groups, organizing groups, both affiliated with, the university or not, I have a good relationship with different orgs, and I feel like SUA needs a different type of support, one that follows the student agency model, that makes sure that it's really students who are creating their spaces and not having students provided for them, because I believe that we have to move past, we definitely have to move past the idea of providing spaces for students, but more so providing the resources for students so that they are able to create their own spaces, because I feel like students know what they need best.
There have been various instances of student activism on campus this quarter. If elected, would you support student activism? And what would your role be in regards to student activism?
Yeah, I actually was able to organize a space after the national election results. I realized that the march that happened wasn't a safe space for students who are more vulnerable and in a different state than most folks, because they are in more danger because they are more affected by Trump being elected. So I held a space for about 100 to 150 students who came along. I organized that with another group of students as well, and that was organized within a day. And in my opinion, I feel I definitely support these marches and protests. I've been there before I even knew I was going to run for president. I've been present at different rallies, different demonstrations, because historically this has been what's working. As SUA president, I feel like there needs to be statements released, and SUA has leverage with administration, and we need to help we definitely need to help student orgs and different communities here on campus by leveraging them to have more access to advocating for what they need to admit themselves, rather than one person representing a group of people that they don't necessarily identify with.
What is something you would potentially do differently than the current SUA president?
Something that I would do differently is actually engage with the students, because I've been a part of different orgs. I've been in SUA before. I know how it works. And I've also been in other spaces, like with co-ops, with, like I said before, environmental groups. I'm even a part of non-affiliated groups who organize on campus because they don't want to go through the institutional barriers, but they do have a lack of resources. So in my opinion, something that I would do differently is actually going to the events, being present. When things come up we need to be present, we need to be there. Whether we're leading it, whether we're a participant, it's important that we know what's going on and actually having conversations. I'm a strong believer of surveys, but students are not statistics. We need to move past that, and instead we need to have one-on-one conversations with these leaders, because having statistics is not going to do anything. We need to listen to these stories and individualize student experiences.